Welcome back. Metro Council meets again tonight. District 20 Councilman Rollin Horton joining us now live this morning. Good Councilman, good morning. Thank you for being here. One of the biggest topics on the agenda tonight is police having access to surveillance cameras from businesses in an effort, they say, to help fight crime in Nashville. I know it's obviously come with a lot of challenges in recent months, but explain exactly what's on the agenda tonight. What's up for the vote?
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me here today. What's on the agenda for tonight is a guardrails bill for what's called a community safety camera network. In practical terms, that means FUSIS or any similar programs. What the bill does is establish a legal framework, rules, and restrictions that would apply to FUSIS if it ever passed. It is not FUSIS itself. FUSIS itself would have to have a separate contract brought by the mayor's office.
Okay.
So today we're talking about the rules that would apply if the program is approved.
Okay, because I remember last year the contract itself was what was on the agenda, but recently you all have been having the discussions about putting these guardrails in place to kind of explain what these guardrails are and how you're working to help the police, but also protect the public.
Yeah, so what the guardrails do is the goal is to try to address some of the sincere community concerns that were raised during the last debate, while at the same time not impairing the police's intended use of the program. And it does that through two primary components. The first are restrictions on what it can be used for, and the second is public oversight. So the restrictions on what it can be used for include things like it can only be used to responding to a health and safety emergency. It can't be used where somebody reasonably expects privacy. It can't be used to point a camera at your neighbor's property. It can only be your own property. So things like that, trying to address how it can be used, where it can be used, for what purposes, and things like that. The second component are public oversight. So that means things like there has to be a notification, immediate notification to the Metro Council if there's any violation of the rules. Any change in the rules requires a public hearing so community members can have input. The council can terminate a contract if the program is ever used in a way that we're not intending it to be used, as well as an annual report is generated to council so we can see, is this program actually delivering on what it's supposed to be, and do these rules need to be changed to address any potential shortcomings in it?
Okay, so speaking of shortcomings, if something pops up, if you notice that either FUSIS or another company being used by Metro Police violates some of these policies that y'all are putting in place, what happens after that? Well,
there's a lot of things that we can do. One, we can change the rules to make sure to address that shortcoming and make sure that the MNPD or the relevant agency is now complying with the rules. We also have the ability, if these guardrails pass, to terminate the contract immediately. So the program would cease to be in operation in Nashville.
How important do you think it is to put these guardrails in place?
I think it's critical. I think, if we're going to make this investment in surveillance activity, we need to have confidence that the program is being used in the way we intend, and only in the way that we intend, and isn't being used to target, people based on their identity. It's not being used to spy on people or invade their privacy, but is being used solely for the purpose of addressing public safety in the city.
So what vote is it up for tonight? What number?
It's on our second of two readings.
Okay, and so if it passes...
Second of three readings, excuse me.
What happens to the FUSIS contract if it ends up passing the third reading?
So the FUSIS contract hasn't been presented to the council yet. That's pending with the mayor's office. I expect the mayor to bring it back sometime in the coming months.
Okay, thank you for your explanation, Councilman. We appreciate it. Folks will have more information. You can watch the live stream of the meeting tonight. It starts at 6:30. Just go to WKRN.com.